Hello, thank you for coming back to my kitchen. You are very, very welcome as always. Yes, this week I am back in my kitchen. If you're a regular viewer, you would know that last week I was cooking, I stayed for about 4 days up at my son's place in where he's at uni. And I was cooking up there, so I'll leave a link. We made cheese and potato pie. So yes, it was very nice, and I put some in the freezer for him, so he's got dinners for the future. Anyway, so this week we're back in my kitchen, Sheila's kitchen, and I have been making these oat and fudge cookies. And I'm about to have one with a cup of tea. They're delicious. So they are really what the title is. They're little oat cookies with chunks of fudge in. And they're soft and gooey. Oh, I just needed that. They're so nice. And what I do first is I toast the oats. So they have that. It's just a different flavour. When you toast nuts and when you toast oats, they just take on a creamier flavour. They're so much nicer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Here's how I made them. So we're going to start by creaming 4.5 ounces or 113 grams of softened butter. And to this we're going to add 2 ounces or 50 grams of caster sugar. To this I'm going to add 4 ounces or 100 grams of soft brown sugar. And we need to scrape the bowl down so it gets all incorporated. In my jug I have just 1 egg, and we'll just whisk that up quickly. And add that very gradually to this mixture. Scrape the bowl down again, making sure we're getting everything down in that bowl and mixing in. I'll add this remaining egg. Now we're going to add just half a teaspoon of vanilla and mix that in. Into this creamed mixture we're going to add 3 ounces or 75 grams of plain flour. In this little bowl I have 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So we'll just pop this in on the flour and sieve it. And just fold all that in. Once that's nearly folded in, we're going to prepare the oats. In this bowl, I have 5 ounces or 150 grams of oats, which I toasted this morning. So I put them in the oven on 150 for about 10 minutes. Now I'm just going to put them in a bag, and we're just going to crush them. So I pop them in a plastic bag, sealed the top, and I'm just going to roll over them with the rolling pin just to break them up. If you want them finer, you can do this in a food processor, but I don't want them broken fine, I just want them broken slightly, so they're not in such whole pieces, big pieces that they are at the moment. You need to press quite hard for this. There, that's done. We'll get our bowl back and just pour all the oats into the bowl. Here I have a 100-gram bag of fudge chunks just from the supermarket. So I'll pop those in too, if I can get them open. And we'll give that a mix. This is beginning to smell nice already. The toasted oats, a little bit of cinnamon and the fudge. See, we want to mix these quite well. And there's always a bit that escapes, a little oat escaped. So if you can see at the bottom there, I've still got some bits of dry oats. So we need to get all that up and into the mixture. There, perfect. These oat cookies will need freezing overnight and we'll cook them tomorrow. I've just put some greaseproof paper, or if you're in America, that's parchment paper, in the bottom of a Tupperware container, and we'll just make balls of the dough and put it in there to freeze overnight. So with clean hands, we'll just make little rounds of dough and pop them in. And try and get them all the same size. So try not to get them touching, because we don't want them freezing, being stuck together, because when they will bake tomorrow, they'll need to be separate. There. So I'll wash my hands and we'll put another layer on. So I've just cut another piece of greaseproof paper just to lay on the top there, and we can put another layer. Put this little bit on this one because it's a bit smaller, not enough to make another cookie with. There, perfect. So we'll just put a lid on the container and they will go into the freezer overnight, and then I will see you again in the morning and we will cook them. Good morning. It's now time to cook the cookies. I have put my oven on 180 degrees Celsius, or that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have a baking tray here and I've put greaseproof paper over the baking tray. They will stick if you just butter, so you'll need greaseproof paper. And I'll go and get the cookies out of the freezer. So here we are. Oh, it's cold. So all we need to do this morning is just take the cookies out and place them on the baking tray, but they do need quite a lot of space in between them. And we'll put those in the oven for between 10 and 12 minutes. And between cooking the batches, you'll need to put the lid on and put these back in the freezer. That's 10 minutes up. Let's take a look. They are just about perfect. It's wonderful. So they'll need to sit on the greaseproof paper for about 10 minutes to cool down before we put them on the wire rack, and then we'll just do the next batches. So that's my last batch done. Let's see if they're done. So we'll just leave these for 10 minutes to cool down in the tray before we put them on the wire rack. Today this recipe has made 25 cookies. I hope you love these cookies as much as me and my family do. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you again next week.